I'm making these videos for information only. They are in no way designed or meant to treat COVID-19 in any way. There is humor in the videos and it is in no way to diminish the seriousness of the current pandemic. If you choose to follow any of the information in this video, you are solely responsible, so be calm and watch on. Hi there, Ward Willison again. We're going to keep going on with our little health tips series, so we're into number whatever. Regular food, water, regular water, here we are. So water is one of those things that we're very fortunate in North America to have quite a bit of. There certainly has been water problems in our country, but water is more important than food by a long way. You know, you've got about 4 days where you need to drink water or you'll die. There was a kid in Squamish that got run off the road and his car crashed, and I think he lived almost 5 and had permanent kidney damage. So pretty much, you know, water is really important, and you want to have it on a fairly regular basis if you can. When you become dehydrated, when you feel thirsty, they say you're about a day behind in hydration. And the problem is you can only absorb so much water per hour. You can only process into your body so much water per hour. Like it's common, people say, I haven't had a drink all day, and they get a big glass, and they'll just My understanding is they're not going to absorb a lot of that water. A lot of it's going to get shunted right through the kidneys and go out and actually become a detriment and an expense to their health. You know, in a perfect world, you're going to take a sip of water about every 20 minutes. That's just not really possible. You know, at the clinic, every room has a water bottle in it. And I just open the drawer or the cupboard to do my work, and I see the water bottle there. And that helps me drink more water, or more water regularly. And you know, you can try that at your various office sites. I remember when schools prohibited water bottles in the class, and now our teachers yell at us if we don't have water for the children in the class. I don't like the taste of water. Get used to it then, is what I tell you. But you know, you can add some lemon or some lime or a little bit of flavoring. And they say, well, what if I just drink juice? You know, what if I just drink, I'm not advertising this brand, but it's what we happen to have today. And there is water in juice, there's water in fruits and vegetables, there's water in lots of things. You know, it doesn't have to all come from this. You know, people will say I need 8 glasses a day. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think it's a guide, like a lot of things. We have to have some guides. But generally speaking, without medications or vitamin intake, when you urinate, you'd like your urine to be quite clear. You know, the first one of the days a bit yellowy color, but straw color. The rest you'd like quite clear. And when they're not, you have to think about what's causing that. You know, B vitamins cause it to turn yellow quite quickly. So do a lot of medications. Certain densities, you know, beets will do that. A lot of carrots will do it. So you got to kind of think about what that might be. But if you have constantly dark urine, I would encourage you to talk to your medical doctor about that and up your water by maybe about this much a day. You know, people think they're going to just all of a sudden start drinking this much, and it's kind of like a plant that's been dehydrated. If you ever have a plant you've forgotten the water, and if Sarah ever watches these videos, I want to thank her for this beautiful plant that we received from her. But if you let this dehydrate and dry out, and then you just want to pour a bunch of water, the soil has become so tight it just won't rehydrate and suck up the water, and it just all kind of runs out. The body is similar to that. I know that some experts in hydration will disagree with me, but we're talking generalities. You know, if I saw you face to face, I would have a little bit different story. So can you have 8 glasses of juice a day? No, because the sugar would drive you nuts. Or can you have 8 Cokes or 8 this or 8 that? Some products that have a lot of sugar in them actually take more water out of you than you put in. Coffee is often thought to be like that. And if you drink a lot of coffee, you know, if you have a lot of coffee or some teas, you have a cup in, and alcohol, they say, is the same. You know, if you have a cup of alcohol, I'd like to thank the client that gave me this as well. If you have the alcohol, they say if you have a cup of alcohol, you might need 2 cups of water to compensate. And I've never seen a study to prove that. You sure hear it a lot. So for sure you can have some of these things, and you can have some rice milk or regular milk. They all have fluid in them, but they all have to be processed into water. You don't just take milk and it goes into your bones. It has to get separated in your body into the molecule structure, right? Which takes energy. And water is one of the few things that goes through your stomach very quickly. It gets up to room body temperature and it just goes into you, and that's can be quite beneficial. So think about an ice cube. Put an ice cube in your mouth and leave it there till it melts. You're going to have a very hard time to do that. But why can you do that in your stomach? Your stomach doesn't have the same kind of pain sensors that your mouth does, but your stomach's still experiencing that sensation. It doesn't like ice cubes in your stomach. But why do I like cold water so much? There's an illness in Chinese medicine called stomach fire, and ice can help that. So it's generally a stomach challenge that the ice creates an immune response and you feel better about. So how do you get rid of that? Well, how many people have I met that would get a glass like this, fill it with ice, and have water and drink that? What I tell people to do is take one ice cube out a week and just get one less, until you're finally just with maybe cold tap water. Then eventually you just have room temperature water. And then for sure, a lot of people in the morning, they like to start their day with a warm glass of water. And that can be beneficial. You'll have to try it for yourself or talk to your doctor about that. There's a lot of ways of doing that. But for sure, the most important thing in life is air, which we'll get to in a video coming up. The second most important thing in life is an argument between sleep and water. You can't go 4 or 5 days without sleep, you'll actually die. You can't go 4 or 5 days without water, you'll actually die. Okay? So do yourself a favor, have an extra half cup of water. For sure, stressful situations go through more water in people. That's certainly my experience personally and clinically. So in times of stress, which we certainly have a lot of now, have a bit more water. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.